All right, guys, a fresh week is upon us, which means we have to break down Palantir heading into this week. We're going to go over the charts, some insider activity going on lately. You heard that right, guys. And we're going to go over my thoughts, what I'm looking to do. So if y'all find value, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on X at Stocks Talk Stocks. You guys know the drill. And with that being said, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So Palantir on Friday, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but it had a pretty good day. 55-cent green day, up over 3% on the day. And usually during power hour, we get a lot of volatility, a lot of movement, volume kicks up, right? And that's exactly what happened here on Friday at 2:33 p.m. heading into power hour. And we got a huge move. As we can see, Palantir went from where? 765 to 792 in about, 10-15 minutes. Then we kind of double topped there and sold off. So we did have a pretty nice rally, although again, we did sell off a bit after that, but still nice rally into power hour on Friday, into the middle of power hour, pretty much 320 is where we double topped and sold off. And notice how on Friday, another point here worth mentioning, guys, we had an ascending triangle and it played out. You guys can see if I draw this out, which I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I might have mentioned this in the most recent Palantir video, maybe. Either way, guys, we have this triangle here. We have resistance at about 1770, but at the same time, higher lows into that resistance. Then we blew through that point where we started that rally, which happened at about 2:33 p.m., like I said earlier in this video, guys. And, notice we double topped, like I said, sold off, and we closed above that old resistance from earlier in the day. So that's actually a good sign for the bulls here on Palantir. And if I extend this to the right, you can see we held above that 1770 even in the aftermarket. In fact, we actually ran up in the aftermarket all the way to where we were earlier in the day at 1792. You guys can see we hit 1792 in the aftermarket, which is pretty good for the bulls. So now, heading into this upcoming week, guys, let me show you what I'm looking at. So on the 5-day, 5-minute, you can see we're above the highs from earlier on Friday, which is good, like I said, and from Thursday and I believe Wednesday intraday. Yes, we actually took out those highs as we broke out later in the day on Friday. We took out the highs from Wednesday as well. So moving forward to this week, I'm going to be watching 1840 to about 1850 very closely, which if you guys can see, if I zoom in a bit here, that was the high from, it looks like, pre-market on the 6th. And that is, again, 1840. If we break that, maybe 1855, which we hit on the 5th in the morning. Yeah, 1855. You guys can see if I draw this out, boom, and extend it to the right. Let's do that very quickly. So you can see here, we have a wide open window, maybe up to 1830, 1835, 1840 this week. If that breaks, 1855. So the fact that on Friday we broke out at the end of the day, we took out the highs from Thursday and Wednesday, that's putting us in breakout territory now in the short term, which again could lead us to fill this gap right here, which you can see on the 5-day, 5-minute chart. So let's look at the 10-day, 30-minute chart right now to see what that's telling us. So let me actually clear the drawing set so we can see we did break over the 50 SMA, I believe, on Friday morning. We actually gapped over that in the morning, which is good, and we ran above it all day on Friday during the day after the bell. So now we're right by the 180 SMA on this 30-minute chart, which is a big spot. That's at $18.15 roughly cents. So if we break that, man, who knows? Maybe a reversal could be in store, at least in the short term. But that's going to be a big spot moving forward for this week as well. Here on the 10-day, 30-minute chart, big spot, $18 in general, guys. That is a big resistance. And on the 20-day chart, same thing. You guys can see we're under the 180 SMA. We have this gap to fill right here. Maybe there could be more upside, but once we start hitting 18, mid-18s, man, that's going to be a tough spot in the short term, at least according to this time frame here, guys. And clearly, we're still in a downtrend. If I pull up the channel tool, let me do that very quickly and show you guys what's going on here. We can see, boom, we're easily still in that channel, And sure, we could have upside. Like I said, we could play in this window right here up to about $18.50, $19 even, $18.80. But at that point, it's going to be the moment of truth. Do we break out? Do we get rejected? Fill the gap back down? Take the lows out from a couple of weeks ago, or just a couple of days ago, actually. So what do we do, right? That's what I'm watching on the 1 hour chart here. And on the 4 hour time frame, guys, you know that we're still in an uptrend. That's the thing. We're downtrending in the past couple of weeks, that's for sure, about 3 weeks now. But overall, in the past couple of months, you know that we're still trading in this channel. And that could also show you that, wait a second, there could be more downside potentially in store, right? If I show you this, we might, well, at this point, you know, we've consolidated. We're starting to get buying pressure, which is good. But what if we got rejected there, like we talked about on the 30-minute chart? What if we got rejected here, and then going back to that 4 hour chart, we end up going down to the bottom of this channel, maybe down to about $15.75, $16. That means, again, we get rejected here. We take out the lows from the last couple of days. That's a possibility as well in the short term, but it looks like as of now, 3.2% green day on Friday. Momentum is building up for the bulls here throughout the entire day on Friday. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. In my opinion, it's all going to come down to these smaller time frames, the 5-day, and most importantly, what we do at about 18 to 18.40 in the short term. Then if we break that, maybe a move towards 19. Then that's going to be the next major test, which again comes here on the 4 hour chart, which puts us right at that moving average at $18.85, $19-ish, right in that ballpark. So let me quickly pull up the insider sale that I just saw. I'm not sure if I mentioned this in a recent video. I don't think I did. My apologies if I did. Either way, let's take a look at it and see what's going on here. Make sure to hit that like button, by the way, guys, and subscribe if you have not done that already. So if we pull up here and see what's going on, Heather Planishek, which I can't even pronounce her name, guys, she ended up selling $481,000, it looks like, dollars worth. That was a 4% decrease of her position. And my dog's looking at me right now. She's like, Daddy, what are you doing? Yes, I'm making a video, Ibiza. You guys may or may not know, but my dog sits right here. I've mentioned it before in the videos, but she sits right here, and a lot of the time she's just staring at me like, what the heck are you doing? Who are you talking to, right? But she's a cutie pie right here. Hi, Bees. I'll be right there. Don't worry. So where was I? $481,000 is what she sold. Decrease of 4%. All right. She owned, let's see here, 720,000 shares. My goodness. So she really just sold 27,000 shares of her then 727,000 shares. That is nothing at all, really. Not that big of a deal. She sold them at $17.45, it looks like. And to be honest, guys, there's probably going to be more and more insider selling going on, especially now that we're heading into the end of the year. You guys know how that goes. A lot of these big time investors out there, or people, insiders in the company, they sell either to, tax loss harvest. Maybe they want to write off their losses against capital gains, whatever, they could do that. Or if they're up a ton on a position, or, investing in general, really, guys, if you're up a ton, you're like, all right, maybe, trim a little bit, pay the little tax, whatever, decide what you want to do with your tax situation, and, go that route. So there's a lot that is probably going to happen over the next couple of weeks, realistically. So get ready, in other words, for more potentially selling, maybe even from the, CFO again, CEO. Alex Karp sold recently a little bit, right? Where did he sell? He sold, we talked about this, he sold 10% of his position about 2-3 weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That's pretty much it for this video. Keep your eyes on the charts. Remember all those levels I mentioned. And yeah, pretty much that's it for the video, guys. And before you click off, don't forget to get your free stocks from Moomoo. You might as well, up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. All you guys have to do is use that link down below, or just simply go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you open up your account and fund it with your initial $100 deposit, you get 5 stocks. And by the way, each of those could be valued up to $2,000. And guys, guys, listen to this. If you want to up the ante a little bit, if you want to, you don't have to, but if you fund your account with at least $1,000 on top of those 5 stocks, you get 10 more stocks, each up to $2,000, guys. So use that Moomoo link down below, get your stocks, and with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you all in the next video.